I think what you expect from this show is to get the story of me and my family. I want to make it clear from the top that it's not like I'm trying to represent a culture, because when you aim to do that, you're going to disappoint somebody. Mm-hmm. The best thing I can do is to be myself, tell my story from my point of view with the people that I've surrounded myself with, and every character in the show is based on someone real. So that's one thing that I wanted to make sure of, because I wanted to make sure that the show was authentic. That way, in case anyone has a criticism about anything, I can defend it, because it's based on reality. And on my experience, on my life story. The whole story takes place in something that happened to me in real life about 10 years ago. I had to drop out of college, move back home to help my sister take care of the kids and to help take care of my mom who was sick. And I wanted to tell that story because a lot of people put in that position would quit trying to chase what they really want to do. In my case, it was stand-up. I really liked doing comedy. I wanted to perform. I wanted to act. And that was such a really hard thing for my family to understand, because my mom was from Mexico. We're first generation Americans, so the concept of going to college was already a little hard because we couldn't afford it. So in order to try to chase a dream that seemed a little ridiculous, it was really hard because no one believed in me, because it was a hard thing to believe in. So in the show, I chose to do law, because with stand-up comedy, it's this weird abstract thing. They don't have certain steps to become a comic, but with a lawyer, you have these specific steps that you've got to do. You've got to go to undergrad, you go to law school, you got to pass the bar. There's certain specific challenges that you can accomplish. Thank you. And it was just, I noticed you were holding it. I'm like, why are you holding it?
Can you get the other one?
But it was this weird thing where, like, for me, I just wanted to show that this show is such a mirror image of my real life. The goal of this show was to show people that when you feel like no one believes in you and you have no hope, there's always hope as long as you believe in yourself. I think that for me, with this show, well, my family always has a say, like, if it's not a long shot, it's not Alonzo. And we always say that we have to try harder than everyone else because we started with nothing. But I also feel that by starting with nothing, it's really kind of made me fearless in trying to do things because I have nothing to lose. I mean, really, at the end of the day, what happens? If I fail, I'm never going to go back to being as poor as I was when I was a kid. So, I mean, for me, it's like, why not try? I mean, it's always going to be better at the end. I mean, I will never be as poor as I was when I was born. So for me, it's like, take every opportunity, because at the end of the day, the only thing you can have is regret, and I don't want to have regret.
So you're...
Me, I mean, I grew up in South Texas, San Juan, border town to Reynosa, Tamaulipas. And, when I grew up, when I was a kid, I was a latchkey kid. I loved TV. And I watched sitcoms like The Cosby Show, Roseanne, The Golden Girls. And they didn't have a Latino cast, but I related to them. And that was what I learned, is that as different as we may look, we're all very much alike. We all have that same story. We also have the same struggles. We all have the same dreams, And for me, what I liked having those shows that I could watch with my family. And those shows made me dream. And I feel like now, today and age, we don't have a lot of those shows that tell those stories that the kids can sit with their families and watch as a family and actually talk about things that they see on TV. And I wanted to do this show so that we can maybe inspire kids, the next generation of border kids that are living in San Juan or in the middle of nowhere, just to show them that maybe if they like this show, they can be inspired to do whatever they want. It really is. I mean, look at me. I mean, my character's trying to be a lawyer. When I moved to Los Angeles, I can't tell you how many auditions I had to turn down because they were all maids. And not only that, it wasn't nothing wrong with being a maid. It's that I would go in and they wanted me to do an accent that I never did. I didn't have an accent, but for the maid role, I had to do an accent. And not only that, but they would tell you how authentic your accent was. You know what I mean? It's, hey, Mr. Peter. No, a little bit more. Really? Because if I'm more Mexican, I'm a piñata. What am I doing?